All right, this is the online lead generation part 2 now, which is website promotion. And so last week we talked about getting motivated sellers leads online. And online is where I get the majority of my leads. And generating leads online is basically, a 3-step process. First, you have to have a high converting website that's set up to rank well in the search engines. And then next, you need to promote that website to start getting traffic, generating the traffic and leads right away. So then the third one is working on getting your site to rank faster in the search results. And that's more of like a long-term sort of strategy with the website. So basically get the website, get some promotion to get some leads quickly, and then you want to set it up to rank in the search results for long-term, as that takes time. So if you missed the last podcast episode, I talked about 2 opposite ways of generating leads online. Those 2 ways are outbound and inbound. And the majority of the focus in that podcast episode was on inbound, because that's where the best leads come from. That's where my best leads come from. So we spent the most amount of time talking about that. And we covered how to make sure your website converts visitors into leads at a much higher rate. So sometimes it's not so much about traffic problems, but it's about conversion problems. So let's get going. We're going to talk about how to promote your website so you can start generating leads right away without waiting for your site to rank at the top of the search engines. And a lot of people don't know, but basically, ranking in the search engines nowadays with the competition can take up to a year, even with diligent effort. So I just want you to be aware of that. Definitely worth it. But we're going to talk today about some things that you can do to get leads before that even happens. So the first thing is basically expectations, because I think a lot of people starting online with generating leads have the wrong expectations, and basically don't expect to have things work, as though it's build it and they will come. The internet isn't the field of dreams. Just because you built a website and published it doesn't mean that you're going to get traffic and leads. It doesn't work that way. Even if it's optimized, even if you have a website that's SEO optimized for on-page SEO, just building it and publishing it is not typically going to get you a ton of leads. The website doesn't help you unless people know about it, and they either find out about your website through promotion, which is what we're going to be talking about today, or through finding it online themselves, which is what we're covering in the next 2 podcast episodes that I'll be doing. So the biggest mistake real estate investors make with the website is getting a website and then doing nothing to promote it. It's the biggest one, and I see it all the time. So promotion does require some work, but the results that you're going to get from doing that promotion can land you great deals that generate tens of thousands of dollars. So again, well worth it. I mean, I don't know of many other industries where you can get those kind of profits from a single deal. Like a single lead can turn into that single deal that generates all that money, and so it's just crazy. So it's definitely worth the work and the effort. And even if you don't want to do this stuff, you can always hire this stuff. And Lead Propeller, we actually offer SEO and AdWords management services on top of the website systems that we have. So if you're interested, you can look into that under the services tab on the leadpropeller.com website. But getting back to this, where people the biggest problem with people have is when they set up a website and then don't do anything. And whenever I hear somebody say, I haven't received a single lead from my website, I put the website up and I haven't received a single lead, it's almost always because they didn't promote it or didn't do enough to promote it long enough. And it's the equivalent of complaining you didn't get a deal from your direct mail campaign after you send out 500 postcards a single time. It's the exact same thing. It's how you're looking at it. It's how you're doing it. So you need a plan that you can execute, that you can stick with. And just as you plan your direct mail with who you're going to mail, when you're going to mail them, how often, which letters, you need to have a plan to constantly promote your website. And you wouldn't print 1,000 letters and never mail them. So don't build a website and not promote it. Don't do that. It's just it doesn't work. Now, the ideas I give you today is going to help you, create your website promotion plan so that you can get results, get those leads, get those deals, and all of that. So it's going to be pretty cool. So ways to promote your website and get quick results I'm going to cover today are going to be social media, email signatures, offline marketing, press releases, Craigslist ads, And pay-per-click, actually we're going to talk about pay-per-click next week. I started putting it into this one and then realized that it was going to be like a 2-hour episode, so I didn't want to overwhelm everybody in one episode. So I had mentioned, I think in the last one, that we're doing 3 episodes, but now we're doing 4 because of that, because I wanted to spend more time talking about pay-per-click, how that works, AdWords, Bing ads. And not just how it works, but how it works for real estate investors, because you can find information on pay-per-click and AdWords on the internet, but I want to talk about it and how it relates specifically to our industry and us as real estate investors. So it's going to be pretty cool. That's the next podcast episode. So hope you're enjoying these podcast episodes. Please leave a rating and review on iTunes if you're able. I greatly appreciate that, and be sure to if you feel like I'm not covering something in each of these sections that you wanted to hear about or wanted to get more detail on, please go to facebook.com/flippingjunkie. That's JUNKIE. That's the Facebook page, and just leave your messages there, and let me know about them so I can try to cover everything you want to find out about. So the next podcast we'll be talking about the pay-per-click stuff, AdWords, Bing ads, and then the next one after that will be about SEO, content marketing, so on and so forth. So you guys have a great week. Thank you so much for listening to Flipping Junkie Podcast. Really do appreciate it, and talk to you later.